Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here. What if I told you every week you could be consuming 5 grams of plastic? To put it in perspective, that's a credit card's worth of plastic. Plastic has become an inseparable part of modern life, but its convenience comes at a significant cost to human health and the environment. In this discussion, we will explore the risks associated with plastic exposure, including its effects on human health and the environment. I will also provide strategies to help minimize your contact with plastics in daily life, ensuring a safer and more sustainable lifestyle. To minimize exposure in my life, I've adopted practical lifestyle changes such as opting for glass or stainless steel containers and avoiding single-use plastics. I also like to educate others on the hidden dangers of microplastics in our food, water, and everyday products. So let's discuss the health and environmental risks of plastic exposure. Plastic contains toxic chemicals such as bisphenol A, which you've probably seen as BPA. BPA is an industrial chemical used to make polycarbonate plastics and epoxy resins. According to the Minnesota Department of Health, packaged food is the largest source of BPA exposure. Metal food cans and cardboard containers can be lined with resins made from BPA. In Dr. Zalzal and Dr. Wiening's video on the dangers of microplastics, they state that these chemicals have been linked to severe health issues relating to metabolic health, hormonal disruptions, reproductive problems, and even cancer. Microplastics are tiny particles that are primarily produced from the breakdown of larger plastics and the synthetic fibers that shed from clothing made from polyester, nylon, and acrylic. Microplastics are found almost everywhere in the environment, including our water, food, soil, and even in the air we breathe. Plastics are non-biodegradable and take hundreds of years to break down, which contributes to pollution in oceans, landfills, and ecosystems. When plastics degrade under sunlight, they release harmful chemicals into the soil. In water bodies, these chemicals pollute our drinking water and endanger aquatic organisms. These contaminants can accumulate in the food chain, ultimately affecting human health. So we've discussed the serious risks of plastic exposure. Now let's discuss practical ways to reduce exposure. Use reusable alternatives. Try switching to reusable bags, water bottles, and food containers. Avoid single-use plastics. Straws, cutlery, and packaging are amongst the biggest contributors to plastic waste. Opt for biodegradable or compostable alternatives, or simply just turn away unnecessary plastic items when shopping or dining out. Choose plastic-free or at least BPA-free packaging. I have a can of garbanzo beans here, and it says that it is a non-BPA can liner. Also note that not all, but many recycle numbers with 3, 6, and 7 likely contain BPA. Be mindful of personal care products. Many products, including toothpaste, facial scrubs, and shower gels, contain microplastics. Choosing natural, plastic-free alternatives can help prevent plastic particles from entering the environment and reduce exposure. If you are using plastic, avoid heat, meaning never microwave or wash in the dishwasher. When heated, chemicals can be leached into the food or its surrounding environment. Heating can also cause it to shed into microplastics. And finally, recycle properly. Recycling is crucial for managing plastic waste, but not all plastics are recyclable. Learning about local recycling guidelines will ensure that plastic waste is disposed of correctly. You can find information at howtorecycle.info. So now that we understand the risks of plastic exposure and ways we can reduce risks of plastics and ways we can reduce exposure, let's see how real change is being implemented around us. Several U.S. states have banned BPA in certain products, primarily in baby bottles, sippy cups, and containers for children. Along with BPA, a few states have also placed restrictions on single-use plastics like straws, utensils, and plastic bags, requiring businesses to offer alternative options. Oregon being one of those states. However, California has been a leader in reducing plastic exposure. They were the first state to ban single-use plastics in 2014, plastic straws in 2019, and are now passing a new law to ban all plastic bags in grocery stores starting in 2026. In conclusion, plastic exposure poses various health and environmental risks due to the release of toxic chemicals, microplastics, and pollutants. Chemicals like BPA can disrupt hormones, potentially leading to reproductive, developmental, metabolic disorders, and even cancer. Microplastics found in air, water, and food may accumulate in the body, contributing to these health issues. Additionally, plastic waste degrades ecosystems, contaminates food chains, and threatens wildlife. It is time to take responsibility for our choices and commit to a sustainable future, one with less plastic and more environmental awareness. Minimizing exposure is not just a personal choice, but a collective responsibility to protect both our health and the environment. By reducing plastic use and opting for safer alternatives, we can lessen the long-term effects and create a healthier future for generations to come. The power to create change lies in our hands.